Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. And isn't it fabulous? Boy, talk about feel the love. Thank you for joining me. Right, I have been asked, I think I have read on this before, but I'm going to have another look using my Light Seers Tarot at what in Australia is called the voice to Parliament. This is an Australian how do I put it? This is an Australian orientated video. What it is this is about, we are going to a constitutional referendum later this year, in November this year in Australia, to vote yes or no as to whether there is a First Nations panel that is formed to advise the government, the Australian government, on issues that affect First Nations people. So I know that sounds a little bit convoluted, but to me it's very simple. It's yes or no. Should there be a panel that advises the government? It just advises. It doesn't form policy. It doesn't sway the vote of the government, but it is simply there to advise on issues, whether it be health, education, housing, the legal system, etc., in regards to our First Nations people. Now, like a lot of countries, our First Nations people had a very, okay, I'll put it this way, abusive history at the hands of the colonists, of which we've had stolen generations, similar to Canada had as well, in the very recent past too. And it wasn't until, I believe, 1967, the year I was born, so that's not that long ago, that our First Nations people were actually allowed to vote, were recognised as human beings and allowed to vote. There was slavery, there was massacres, there was just a horrific history that went on, and it is still, because our First Nations people are so intimately connected to the land of Australia, and they were dispossessed, they had their lands taken, they were put into missions and had their children taken away. It was just, the scars of that have been deepened into generational. Now when you think about it, as a Anglo-Saxon heritage, a little bit of Viking, a little bit of Romanian Gypsy in there as well, I can trace my family history back hundreds and hundreds of years. These Australian First Nations people, a lot of them are lucky to know even who their parents are, some of the elders. So I just want to have a look to see how the voice is going to go. I want to have a look at the energies behind the voice. That's what this referendum is being called. It is a constitutional referendum, a change, so it needs to go to the public for a vote. I'm feeling very much that it's going to go the way of the referendum vote we had a couple of years back about the definition of marriage, which was overwhelmingly yes in favour of basically two people, if they love each other, they can get married. It didn't matter about gender identity or anything. So that was overwhelmingly yes. But I want to have a look at the voice. Show me the energies behind the voice referendum. The voice referendum. I see Canada doing something similar. They're actually watching Australia quite closely in regards to this. Show me the voice. Oh, prickly. Okay, show me the voice referendum, the energies behind the voice referendum. Oh, suddenly feel a chill. Why is that? Show me the energies behind the voice referendum. That one. Okay, I've had a card fall out. Very quickly, two major political parties in Australia. One is very pro, the one that is in government at the moment is very pro. The other party, who absolutely got annihilated at the last election, our Conservative Party, are standing for the no vote. So the Progressive Party that is currently in power is for yes, and the Conservative Party is for no. Fear campaign, hate campaign, you know how they go. It's like the GOP in the US. But the Conservative Party have had a few members already come up and say, I'm having no part of this no vote. See you later. I'm going to the other side. Okay, so let's bring you down. Sorry about the big blurble intro. What have we got here? 7 of Pentacles. Planting the seed and nurturing. This is about reaping what you sow, but this is also about planting the seeds of possibility. I mean, look at the colour in that. Magical colour and nurturing. So this is the energies of the referendum. So the seed has been planted. They have to, often a progressive message is harder to get across than a negative, straight out fear message. So this is going to need careful nurturing as we go forward. It is a karmic moment in Australian history going forward. The Wheel of Fortune. At the moment, balancing centre, could go either way. To the dark or to the light. You'll notice she has dice around her head, so our current progressive government is taking a gamble with the Australian people, that they will move towards the future, basically. But it is very much a karmic moment. Okay, what's going on behind the scenes? The 4 of Swords. A need to nurture. A need to protect the heart and nurture where it has been wounded, is what I get from this. This is about my stepping back and nesting card. So the energies behind the scene is the need to, thank you. Okay, when I say thank you, it's because my guides have just gone boomf into my brain, and then I've got to try and remember what they're actually told me. This is about having to heal. Thank you. Heal what has gone on in our past. Being a sword, it's about healing the truth of what has gone on in our past. Now, Australia's has been, until recently, ignorant about the truth of what happened, but in the last couple of decades, it's coming out. It's uncomfortable. It's heart-wrenching, but we need to, until we acknowledge our real history, we cannot move forward as a nation. And here we have the Chariot. So 4 of Swords is about healing the truth. The Chariot moving forward very quickly, but this is very much about taking up the reins while in motion and learning how to steer. So we're not going to have all the answers before this referendum comes forward. We can't have all the answers. The only consistency in life is change, but it will set a foundation. But it needs this understanding that we will work out how to make this work as we go along. Okay, but to me, I feel very powerful about this particular. And yes, I'll be voting yes, but I'm trying really hard not to bring my bias in here. Okay. Out of this healing, we have unity of diversity. The closure is what I'm getting here, closure, so that we can start again. I'm pretty much feeling that this is going to go forward, but yeah, closure so that we can start again, but unity. And the Hermit, 2 major arcana as the energies coming out of what's going on in the background. The Hermit. The light shining from within, the introspection of what is really important in our lives. I'm always drawn on this card to the path that leads upwards, which does say it's not going to be easy. There is work that needs to be done, but we need to get off that plateau and shine our light as we do this work. It's going to take all of us. Now, being the way our elections are run, voting is compulsory, so everybody will have a vote in this, so please don't waste your vote. Okay, karma hanging over, Two of Wands. It is a crossroads moment where we need to look out on the world and make a plan to move forward. So this is the crossroads moment in regards to a plan to move forward, to move out of our from behind our protective screen and working together. All walks of life, emotionally working together. Two of Cups, Two of Wands, crossroads moment, huge crossroads moment for this country. This is more important than we realise. Okay, the outcome, Four of Cups. Oh, would rather not. Emotional disappointment, however, there is still this cup here that has absolute magnificence in it. This is the energies of the moment. None of these other cups have been tipped over, though, is important. The cups are all upright, but there's only one with the magic in it at the moment. And we need to turn and look at this upright cup, which is full of this diversity, being this rainbow coming out. We have to look at what is on offer. Thank you, guys. They've just told me we have to look what is positive about what is being offered, rather than dwelling on what could, maybe, might, but is not. These cups are empty. We're looking at the empty cups. We need to turn and look at the positives of this referendum. What is on offer going forward? Not live in fear of what could be lost. Okay, Knight of Cups, a lot of cups here. It's a very emotional topic in Australia at the moment. Knight of Cups, the offer coming forward, the offer being presented. This is an action figure of making the offer. Sorry about this, all the noise going on. Welcome to suburbia. Very much about an offer being brought forward of what is possible going forward. It is about, I'm not going to say romance, but it is about partnership and coming together. Okay, Five of Swords, beware the lies. Stand in the light, beware the lies. Okay, wouldn't surprise me that our conservative fear-mongering party led by Peter Dutton is going to be in people's ears trying to distort what this referendum is about. Okay, yes, I'm bringing my bias in because I see it clearly. Here we have the High Priestess, the feminine awakening, the feminine spirituality coming to the fore. There is something not yet revealed about this, but it's not a negative, basically because until it's up and running, we're not quite sure what direction we will need to take it. Thank you, guys. Have to realise, and for those that are overseas in a democracy, a constitution is a living and breathing document. It is not set in stone. It is meant to be amended with the passage of time. But yeah, we've got the feminine spirituality coming to the fore here, and again the Two of Swords, another two, crossroads for the truth. Page of Cups, though, dream of possibilities. Dream big of possibilities. Open your heart emotionally. Okay, so that's the energies behind. I might leave entertainment only. I might leave the result of the referendum until we're a little bit closer, because November is a ways away still, because there will be a lot of flux going on, flux and back and forth, argy-bargy. Okay, thank you. What they're telling me is that if someone comes to you with a negative opinion about, ask them to explain. Don't try and explain to them. So if they come to you and say, oh, blah, 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 the First Nations people, they get everything already, just ask them to explain. No, they don't. Because when you put someone in a position where they have to actually fall back on facts and explain, when they are being regressive, often they have nothing to fall back on, and that's how they realise for themselves. So I hope that made sense to you. For those that are interested, please, if you've got any questions, let me know. But just like the UK election coming up next year, I will read closer to the time on this and see where it leads. Okay, thank you for joining me. Love to you all. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.